Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. If you tune in very often, you know I love to talk real estate. That's why I'm very happy to have a very prolific man in that world. Shane Herbert's here from Summit Sotheby's. Hello, sir.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here. You know, you've done a bang-up job this year. Sold quite a few places.
Yeah.
You've been busy. I guess you're like me. You got like what, 1 day of skiing in, maybe?
Zero so far. But I've promised the kids the last weekend we're going to ski as a family.
I guess that's the very minimum. Yeah, you should do. Maybe one more day. You and I'll get out.
Absolutely, that'd be great. I need some practice before I get with the kids and they show me up.
That sounds like a good plan. You know, it's a great place for that, and certainly that's a big attraction, especially this year. We've had some great snow, kind of the normal, which is terrific, and the economy has turned around in a remarkable way. I have to say that's been certainly driving the sales, hasn't it?
Well, you know, good snow year, good economy.
That helps.
Equals a good real estate year.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a pretty simple equation.
Yeah.
You know, people get here, they fall in love emotionally with Park City, with the snow. Their family's having a good time, they're having a good time, and they feel in the mood to buy.
Yeah. And what a terrific place to live. You know, you and I have been talking about this a little bit. You know, so many great things that this community and the larger community of Utah offers. Yeah. A tremendous place.
Well, you know, it's always been our best kept secret, especially the summers. Now everyone else is understanding it, and our full-time population, I think, is slowly on the rise. Certainly people that spend 6 months or more is on the rise up here. Yeah,
how do you do with the other locals? Are they mad at you for selling property up here then?
Oh, I don't think so. I think
nope, invite anybody else here?
I think, you know, for the most part, I mean, the people that are coming are great additions to our community.
I think so too. You know, we get a lot of diversity here. We've got a lot of friends from all over that have moved here. You know, we certainly I know that we got a lot of New Yorkers that have moved here. As long as they like the Mets, I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm not a Yankee man. I'm a Red Sox guy. We're okay with that, right? But you know, it has added a lot to our community, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, you have to make a choice to be here.
Yeah.
People don't just happen upon Park City. It's a definite choice.
Indeed. Talk to me about what you've seen as far as property sales this year, specific to areas here. Where are we seeing really big trends of buying this last year?
Well, I mean, I think the focus has been on primary home ownership. I mean, people that, you know, are relocating their families here, or the husband's telecommuting, or the wife, whoever's, you know, working. So, you know, Silver Springs has been doing Ranch Place, that entire area, Jeremy Ranch, Pinebrook. I mean, our traditional second home, primary home markets have been doing exceptionally well. Luxury condominiums have been doing very well. I mean, it's kind of hard to say that there's segments that are doing poorly here. Right,
new builds too. We see quite a bit of that now.
A lot of new, and it's a lot of custom build homes. Not as many on the spec side. I think that's still down a little bit, but the custom home build.
I was also amazed the last time I drove over to Camas, the amount of growth between here and there in Deer Park in that area.
It's crazy.
Amazing.
It's crazy, and it goes to affordability.
Right.
You know, and convenience. I mean, you're right there next to Highway 40, you know, so you can jump onto I-80, get to Salt Lake, you can get to Provo. I mean, it's super easy for people.
Wow. Well, it's certainly been exciting to see the growth. We've become a year-round resort community now with paddleboarding and different activities. People are you know, finding that the fishing here is you know, untouchable. It's just amazing.
Our mud season isn't so much of a mud season anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty nice. And our restaurants are staying open for a bigger part of the year, which makes a big difference.
It's a change for all of us to embrace, but you know, it's here, and I don't think it's going to change back to the way it was.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Talk to me about you know, whether because everybody loves this discussion. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Is it both? What do you think?
I think it's both. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm always to the mindset that you know, buyer and seller, to have a successful transaction, buyer and seller both need to, there's a win for both, and sometimes there's a loss for both, but we're not quite in that buyer-seller market. It's pretty even at the moment.
It's pretty equal.
Yeah.
All things considered. Talk to me about what when you look at that and you look at the types of homes that are selling. Is there an area of price range that is the hotter of any of them?
Well, 1.5 and under seems to see. I mean, it's moving consistently, and I mean that's Heber, Camas, Oakley, Colville, you know, Snyderville Basin, and Park City. That's kind of the bread and butter.
Yeah, we've certainly seen some big sales this last year.
We've had some really big sales,
but they're a little less common, as are those homes, I suppose, right?
Yeah, I mean, you go into a demographic change, and not as many people can afford, $8, $9, $10, $12 million homes or condos.
Right.
So,
and those do tend to be a second home an awful lot of the time, don't they?
Probably more often than not. I tend to have a lot of clients that live in those homes primarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So talk to me about one of the things that you see in those homes often, and that is a lot of automation.
Yeah.
That's kind of a draw to a bigger home, because when you have a big home, you don't want to have to deal with a lot of what should we say, manual needs.
Absolutely.
You want to add some stuff to it to make it a little easier to operate.
Well, so traditionally, I think, smart homes have been in, the higher end properties, more the luxury.
Right.
And I think what's fascinating is now smart homes are for everyone. It's for the masses.
That's right.
I mean, they've brought the affordability down to it instead of, buying a Crestron or Savant or, a major all home automation package that can run in the, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Mm. Now they're bringing it down to, it's all a la carte. I mean, if you take Nest, for example, I mean, it's a thermostat. It's $249.
Right.
Super easy to install. With ThermWise, you can get a tax credit, a refund of $100. And, it saves about 16% off of your home heating bill on an annual basis.
Right.
So, it could save you up to $172 a year. So, a year, 2 years, it could pay for itself. And, these are smart. You put them on, you adjust it up and adjust it down, as we're all, used to doing. And then after a few days in a week, and it automatically adjust the home for you. It has an away mode, so when it automatically detects when you leave your home, the temperature goes down. Then it sends you a report to your phone, and it tells you your usage, and it gives you tips on how to lower your utility bills.
See, that's when automation matches up with savings.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's where, when you say it's open to everybody, absolutely it is, especially if it's going to save you money.
Yeah.
I look at smart light bulbs as an example.
Love them.
Yeah?
I mean, so Illumi, I don't know if you remember, this was on Shark Tank a couple of years ago. Cuban, jumped up and got involved
Smart
in
man.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
So, and they work with Bluetooth technology. You just pull up the app, you pick one light bulb, you pick multiple, you can dim them from your iPhone, right at the cover of your couch. You can change the color of hue, so you can go yellow, purple, blue. You can do whatever you want. It's pretty cool. And those light bulbs, they're kind of pricey per bulb. It's $50 to $80. Sure. However, expected lifetime is 20 years.
Wow.
So you may never have to even change a light bulb.
Yeah, you're probably moving by then.
Right.
Right? If you have it your way, we're moving.
Our parents stayed in our home for 20 years. I think, most of us get itchy after a few years. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was used to moving about every year for a little while there with the military family. That's one of those things. But I love, there's certainly some great parts about the automation that I love. One of my favorites has got to be that home theater. And,
right.
Having a drop-down screen and all kinds of fun gadgets.
But see, now that's becoming easier for people. DVDs have gone.
They're done.
They're done. Apple TV has made that extremely easy. You can do AirPlay from your phone, from your computer. Anyone can do it. All you need is a white wall.
Yeah, I don't know that people understand how cool that is. When you get kids, you're going to find out if you don't already, because that's who brings this technology. Yeah. The kids really love to bring the technology in the house. When my kids first, when we first got the Apple TV, and it took about 5 minutes of watching Dad to realize, oh my goodness, we could put any YouTube thing on a TV.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding? Yeah, I never had my phone again.
I know.
I drop my phone now. The kids have put something on YouTube. Dad, have you seen this yet?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you knew, we're watching stuff, and it's kind of fun. Dinner time, and I know people. Chelsea is one of them who will hit on this all the time about, well, the TV on at dinner. You should be talking about what happened that day. You know what? Just as much fun sometimes, and maybe even more interactive, is watching each of the family say, wait a minute, have you seen this yet?
Yeah.
And everybody's got something to share. You're all watching and laughing together.
It's a different dialogue.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And the good thing is it's for everyone.
Right.
Right now it seems like, the millennials are kind of pushing this.
Yeah.
However, every demographic, Gen X, which we are Gen Xers, millennials, baby boomers, it's ease.
Yeah.
I never thought my parents who are in their mid-70s would get, an iPhone and are texting, emailing,
crazy, right?
And it's intuitive.
I've got a 90-year-old great uncle. He's what am I saying? 90s. He's in his 90s.
Yeah.
Late 90s. who very much same thing. He goes on Uvu and gets books.
Yeah.
He sends me messages, by text, sometimes by voice. Oftentimes he'll FaceTime me.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
This is a technology that a 90-year-old guy was excited about because he's a pilot, so he likes that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's just fun that there's no real age thing here. I think we're past that part of when we were kids. Grandpa with the VCR, that was not easy.
Absolutely, or we'd have
This
to rent
isn't like that.
Or we'd have to rent the VCR. One other cool thing that I'm really into right now is it's called Lockatron. It's a front door locking system.
I like this.
And it's $100.
Yeah.
But you can put it on if you're away. Say you're at work and your water heater broke, so you need to let the plumber in, but you cannot take time off work. You just grab your iPhone, you swipe left to unlock it, you swipe right to relock it.
Really?
So you can control your home remotely. And if your kids are coming home early from school, we used to hide keys as a kid. Now you can just give them,
had the
the lock key.
kid.
Yeah. You don't want to be that. You just give your kid a 4-digit code. They enter it in on the keypad, let themselves in, and alert you on your phone in an activity log, letting you know they arrived home safely. I mean, how cool is that?
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
My favorite of all of these things, though, because I know other people do this too. You drive away early in the morning from your house and can't remember if you put the garage down.
I know.
And you just left your house open to everyone.
Yeah.
And now technology available to shut the garage.
Absolutely.
Check it, see if it's open.
And through Nest, the company that's doing the thermostat, you can grab a camera and mount it and do it all on your phone. And I can open my garage doors remotely. It's awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So this is where we're headed, and you're seeing this in a lot of. I'm betting people do this just to upgrade their home for a sale, right?
Absolutely. Well, home buyers are looking for it, and they're asking for it. And if they don't buy it in the home, if it doesn't already have it, that's the first thing that they're upgrading.
Right.
Is they're upgrading to all this smart technology.
Yeah.
It is in every home in every price category, bar none.
So would you say, I guess that's the question. I was looking at a comparison last night that my mortgage company sent me of changes I could make to my home and whether I recoup that investment. Yeah. On the smart stuff, are we close to recouping that investment?
Yeah, I mean, again, Nest, can recoup itself within a year.
Okay. But on a sale too, do you think?
Absolutely.
If we're getting ready to sell and we add some of these features, we're probably going to get a few more offers, aren't we?
Absolutely. It's what people are looking for. So they're either going to put it in after they buy it, or it's going to be there for them. Right. So one way or the other, the money's going to be spent to do this.
All right. Well, the money is definitely getting spent on some new homes. How do people get in touch with you if they're getting ready to sell or they're looking to buy and they want some help with that?
My website's the easiest. It's super easy, ShaneHerbert.com. My phone number is 435-714-9225.
Well, maybe we can have you back sometime to show us a couple of homes.
Would love to.
All right.
Love to.
Shane Herbert, thanks so much for being here. Yeah. It's great talking with you. It's fun to talk about gadgets.
Right.
We'll have to do some more of that for sure. We got a lot more coming up here on the Mountain Morning Show after these quick messages.